Now, the news. Live, local, late-breaking news. Here's what's happening. This is a special report.
So I'm here on location at Jesuit headquarters in Hawthorne, Melbourne, because we've heard a story that is pretty incredible. There is the inquiry going on into Victor Higgs being moved from St Ignatius in Adelaide to St Ignatius Riverview in Sydney by the then Provincial Peter Kelly. Now, we've been told that in going through all the files and everything that's been sort of forgotten about in the Jesuit archives, they have found, perhaps it's ex-Chief Justice of the Victorian Supreme Court, Marilyn Warren, who found it, a home video that Peter Kelly made of his time as Provincial and how he was managing the priests that were under his direction. A copy of this has been provided to us by somebody on the inside. Obviously we can't mention who that is. So I've come here today to see if I can get any comment from anybody here, but as you can see it's terribly quiet and there's no movement at all. This home movie was originally a 16mm colour movie. It's been transferred to video and we have a copy of it which we're going to show you. It's pretty amazing, it's even astonishing, and it's very revealing, I think. My name's Peter Kelly. I'm the Jesuit Provincial, 1967 to 1972, and I'm looking here at how we are set up in Australia. I should probably run you through it to those not familiar with what it is we do. The places involved mostly, starting from the left side over there, we have the Seven Hill Retreat Centre and Winery, makes a very good drop. In Adelaide there is St Ignatius College. In Melbourne here there is the Burke Hall Preparatory School, Xavier College Senior School, Cosca Hall Prep School down there in Brighton, and we also manage the Richmond Parish here in Melbourne. Up in Sydney there are two schools. There's the St Ignatius Riverview, there is the St Aloysius, which is down on the North Shore right near the Harbour Bridge, and there's a parish or two in there as well that we have. Moving north to Brisbane, nothing much really in the city itself, but out there in Toowong we have a lovely parish there that a lot of our boys like to visit. As Provincial, I've got to keep control of all this. You can see here that I'm a little bit psychic, because these are not just the priests that I have at the moment, but over here we have the reserves out the side and up the back and down here, and these are all the priests who are coming on in the future and will be available for duty. But I sit here in my office and I get, I suppose, complaints you'd call them, from certain places. The first one to hit my desk now is down at St Ignatius in Adelaide. Some kid has told his mum that Victor Higgs did something to him. His mum told the rector. The rector's told me that Victor has to be moved on. So, Victor, let's shift you up to Riverview. Keep quiet up there, and I'll put you in charge of the borders up there. How about that? That'll keep you interested. Now, the next one to land on my desk is about this fellow Peter Beer, who's been in America and he's only come back for a year. He seems to have lots of strange ideas about modernity and such, but the rector tells me that something's gone on and he should be removed far away. So since he likes America so goddamn much, we'll put him on an aeroplane and send him back. That'll sort him out. I'll put him over there at the airport. He can wait at the airport and I'll buy him a ticket shortly. Now, that Peter Quinn, who's a very energetic fellow and doesn't seem to obey many rules. He's down at St Ignatius in Adelaide and he has to go. Maybe Xavier College would suit him. We'll give him a while there and see what happens. See if he fits in there and doesn't cause any trouble. Gregory McKenna Larkin. Oh, there you are. Norwood, that's a suburb of Adelaide, I think, isn't it? Okay, you've got to go. You've been doing stuff there. How about a nice quiet spot down at Cosca Hall, which is a nice little school. Not many kids, not many teachers, everything's very quiet down there. Paul Schultz. Now, I've had some terrible reports about him. How about not a genuine school in a sense, but we'll put him down at the St Ignatius Primary School in Richmond. I mean, it's sort of working class. Uh-oh, Barbie just had a little collapse. Just a moment, we'll fix that. Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry you had to see that, but my assistant placed the candles a little bit too close to Barbie and it melted her arms and she descended from the cross. Oh, never mind, perhaps she's repairable, I'm not sure. Now, with Richie Galbraith, Dickie, you've been a bit of a troublesome boy down there at Xavier, have you? God, you've only been there one term. I know, we can send you to North Wales to do your tertianship. That'll sort you out. And you can wait up there at the airport with Peter Beer. I'll buy you both tickets very shortly. John Byrne, Burke Hall. Actually, it's what I'm hearing about Mr. Byrne is not very nice. Perhaps not even a school for John Byrne for a little while. Put him on reserve out there. Nice and quiet. Leo Flynn, Richmond Parish. What are you doing down there, Leo? It's supposed to be quiet down there. All right, Leo, far, far away. West Australia. Over there's a place called Attadale. Over there, I believe. And you can go there. Henry Snedden has been misbehaving at Riverview. Perhaps we'll send him down to Burke Hall and give him some younger boys to take charge of. He might behave himself there. God, I don't know. There you go, Henry, and keep your hands to yourself, will you? Aren't you too old for this sort of nonsense? Herbert Balding, down there at lovely, quiet Cosca Hall, has been a bad fellow. And I think along the lines of Mr. Byrne, you are going to take a sabbatical in the middle of nowhere. Willie Kovac, that supposed sports champion from somewhere in Europe, who is not a very nice chap, I believe. Yeah, he's been, there he is there, he's been touching the boys far too often and taking them out to bloody Gilson's Promontory and places like that, doing all this nudie, touchy stuff. He has to go, being a lay teacher, I can't just send him somewhere else. So I'll give him a reference, and I'm pretty sure, well, I know that he'll be able to get a job at Marsland College, somewhere like that, pretty soon. So he certainly won't blow the whistle. Stan Hogan, he's a new boy, ready to go. Isn't that great? Good to have new talent. Since Riverview is such a good spot, I'll give Stan his first position up there at Riverview. David Rankin, who's supposed to be having a quiet time at the Northbridge Primary School in Sydney. I mean, no one's ever heard of the place, but he's been doing stuff and has to be gone. I mean, they should behave themselves in primary school, shouldn't they, these blokes? So, yeah, just out of town, completely gone, Dave. We'll put you out on reserve and see if we can find you somewhere else later. This here is my Ignatian Award. It's not like the Oscars. They give it out at the annual Jesuit award ceremony. They give out various of them, like for the most valuable priest and things like that. This one's for the Jesuit that does the most to protect the integrity and the reputation of the society, and they gave that to me, so I'm very proud of it. All this stuff is a bit of a worry. It does stress you out, it makes you worry. So that's it for me, at least as the Provincial. I'm going to take a sabbatical. I mean, I don't know why I was elected Provincial, but if they do, you can't say no. They seem to, no one seemed to find out about that schoolgirl I sexually assaulted earlier on, thank God, so reputation's intact. Now I'm going to give myself a sabbatical. I'm going to head for France and have a nice rest there, because I've got a feeling that, since I'm a little bit psychic, I've got a feeling I'm going to meet a very nice lady over there and have a very nice time with her. I don't understand a lot of this, actually, because why don't these blokes like females? What's wrong with a good lady, or even a bit of a younger one? What's wrong with the girls? I don't get it. But priests are priests, and we've got to look after them, and they're doing a good job mostly, really, aren't they? They're just, they've got a few little peccadillos, and as long as we protect them and move them around and keep them out of trouble and keep it as quiet as we can, everything should be okay. So I'll be handing off to a new Provincial and looking forward to a nice restful time. I'll just it really does make you wonder, doesn't it? Because some of these blokes, I don't know. But you see, people, I mean, some of them are better priests, like Joseph Craig down here. Now, he's been at Cosca Hall for a very long time. Now, I do know that, he plays around with the kids a bit, but he's never been a problem. No one's ever really complained about it, and it's easy to keep that under control. And also, the champion of how to do it is Paddy Stevenson over here at Xavier, of course. He's been there for ages. Well, there've been a few complaints, but Father Keenan and Father Hawkins, the rectors there, if they get a complaint, they know how to handle it. I mean, and good luck if you're a kid and you make a complaint against Steve-O. Ain't going to go very far. And Steve-O manages himself very well and keeps the whole ball rolling, and nothing ever becomes public. And so you don't have to move him, he can stay there forever. All these other blokes, they need to learn a bit of discretion, I think, about how to do it, when to do it, and who to do it with and all that sort of thing, and they could learn a lot from Paddy Stevenson if only they'd look and learn. Anyhow, these are the trials and tribulations of a provincial. I'm done, and I'm happy about that. I've done my bit. I'm off for a bit of a break. Thanks very much. I'll send you a postcard. Well, you can see from that, the question is, how can they move so many sex offenders from A to B and B to C, and even send them overseas and get rid of them and cover it all up? How can they do that without anyone knowing? It's something we'll look into. It's not really a mystery in a way because it's happened worldwide in the Catholic Church, as we can see. But I guess you could say that the Society of Jesus in Australia seems to be very skilled at doing this. We want answers, and we will get them. And when we do, you'll be the first to know. Thank you very much. Good night and good luck.
Special report.
Interesting. Schultz, can you confirm any of this? Do you have any indication?
I see nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing.